I often say that I'm living an impossible life. And today I want to share a little bit more about that. What do I mean by that? And I want to do that by drawing out three stories from my life. So, my first story is from my early childhood when I was studying in a private school in Delhi at that time. And in so many ways, that was an impossible life for me because I wasn't supposed to be there. Like given the condition of the household, given where I was, that was not the place for me. That was the place for other kids, right? Kids with more privilege, with more money. And I never felt in place, and I never belonged to that peer group that I was suddenly calling my classmates. Like I could never dress like them. I could not even have a pencil or have a pencil box as fancy as many of my classmates did. So I never belonged. I never felt that this was my life. I always felt like this is an impossible life that I was living. And that was to the credit of my parents who put me in that school, even after like going through multiple hardships and on their own. So they gave me this impossible life. But that's the first story that I want to bring out, that during my entire schooling and education, I always felt out of place. I never went to any extracurricular activity. I never went to any school trips. I never went to any movie or anything organized by the school because it would require something extra, some extra payment or something like that, which I knew very well that we did not have. So I was always trying to fit in, but also knowing that I could never fit in, right? That I did not belong there. The second story which I want to share is of a protest march that I organized in 2011. And I heard of a protest march against corruption. And I was working as a techie in Yahoo at that time. And I was a very good software engineer, very good with computers, but I had no idea how to deal with or talk with people. And I reached out to the organizers of this protest march against corruption that how can I join this march? And they replied back, as a matter of fact, that there is no march planned for your city, which was Bangalore at that time. And do you want to organize one? And I don't know what happened, but I said yes to that email. And as I said, I was a techie. I had no idea about politics, activism, leave alone organizing a march against corruption. And the march was supposed to just happen 40 days ahead. And now I was suddenly tasked with organizing it in my city. And that led to a chain of events which still surprises me when I think about it. And I made the impossible happen. In 40 days, 400 people walked 11 kilometers in protest against corruption. And I had to go to the media, I had to raise funds, I had to go to the police to seek permission, I had to mobilize a lot of people, a lot of activists, a lot of politicians, a lot of people, prominent people from the media, from business, from many different fields in my city, in Bangalore, to do what was required to be done. And I had no idea that I could do that. That was an impossible event for me. And ever since, I have been thinking that if I can do that, what else can I do? That question has become embroiled in my mind. And I always share this story with others also, that if I can do this, what else can I do? But that which I am not giving myself permission to do. You see, impossible is just an idea. There is no such impossible thing or task or activity out there. It's just an idea that I think that it is impossible. And most often than not, that is what stops us from taking action towards that. Just like I discovered in 2011 when I organized this march. The third example, the third story which I want to share from my life is just 4 years ago when I decided to let go of my IT career and actually jump full-time into coaching. The term or the official term was and is still leadership coaching, right? And once I started to understand what coaching is, I took a few courses, I went through certification, and once again, suddenly everybody started to tell me that as a coach, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, this is what a coach is supposed to do. And as I said, I had this impossibility about myself, and I wanted to do things my way. And there was a time when I was fighting, just like I was fighting in my school, and just like I was fighting as a techie that I cannot do anything else. I was fighting that I want to be a coach, but in my own way. But this is what a coach is supposed to do. And there was a time when I let go. When I simply let go, when I said that I do what I do, I don't call it coaching, I don't call it mentoring, but I do what I do. I am living an impossible life. And now what I decided to do was simply help others, guide others, support others who want to make the impossible happen in their journey. And a key part of that is to stop struggling and to stop trying to belong, stop trying to fit in, right? Because a lot of people, especially true for high performers or leaders, there's something different about them, either by choice or by their conditioning or by their situations early in the childhood. There's something unique, there's something different. But the way we live is we're trying to fit in when we are actually made to stand out. So there was a time when I finally let go and actually embraced my impossible life. I simply start saying, I am living an impossible life and I do what I think is impossible almost every day, every week. And I help others do the same. Now this is who I am and this is what I do today. I call myself an entrepreneur. I sometimes still use the word coach, but I don't think I'm doing what traditional or conventional coaching is. I'm going much beyond that. I'm mixing meditation, I'm mixing somatics, I'm mixing breathing exercises, I'm challenging people. I have no idea what is going to happen when I enter a coaching conversation today, because I'm just doing what is impossible. I have totally embraced the impossibility of my life and now I help others do the same. And more than anything else, I think it's tremendously freeing. It's relaxing that I don't have to put a mask. I don't have to be the nice person. I don't have to do or say something just for the sake of it or just because this group is supposed to act or speak in this way. I've simply embraced myself fully, which means that I say no to a lot of things and I say yes to those things that I want to do, but in my own way, in my own unique and impossible way. And if somebody else doesn't like it, somebody else doesn't understand it, that be it. And this is what I do daily today. I help, support and guide those who want to make the impossible happen, but without struggling with it. Making the impossible happen while enjoying the process, with ease, with grace, with joy, and not struggling, not trying to fit in. After all, why would you fit in when you are made to stand out? Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you are made to stand out? Ask yourself this question and reach out if you would like to have a conversation about what new impossible things that I am doing daily and what could be possible for you.